Hello and welcome to Polymath Counselling with Luke. Today I'll be talking about a helpful tip when you're thinking about measuring alcohol use for either yourself or for other people, but it could be potentially transferred onto other addictions or dependencies, or could be used in general terms for anyone else if you've got some concerns. Here I'll just mention two things. Number one, I'm not a psychiatrist and I'm not a medical doctor. So none of this would be a formal diagnosis, as I haven't got a medical background at all. Also, number two, I'd appreciate it if you do subscribe to my videos, or like these videos, or comment on any of these videos, and any of the others that are part of this Spring Up season, because they're trying to encourage plenty of hope from the difficult lockdown situation that many of us are in. So, being a counsellor for over 12 years now, I have done some basic assessments for alcohol concerns with plenty of clients. But it's actually 4 or 5 years ago when I worked in lots of GP clinics and health centres in UK as a counsellor. I was in one medical centre and there was a small library used by GPs, nurses and physios. And I found this book. Have a look here. It's Saunder's Pocket Essentials of Psychiatry by B.K Puri. One of my clients had DNA'd on that day. DNA means I did not attend, so I had a little bit of extra time to read that fascinating tiny pocket rocket of a book. But for one reason or another I moved out of that clinic and I only found that book online, second-hand, this year, 2020. So I bought it straight away. It was only a couple of pounds for the book and then maybe post and packaging as well. So I think it's a great buy and I'd recommend it to any counsellors really, who's a wannabe polymath or a polymath who's interested in anything like me and everything like me. So I use this assessment for myself because I like drinking Bacardi and Pepsi, but I don't think I'm dependent and I don't think I've got an issue with alcohol. But have a look at some of these basic questions and see if any of these criteria match some of the behaviours of yours or other people that you care about. So tell me what you think. It's called CAGE and it differs from the assessments that I've been doing for the last 3 years, but I think this one is better or a bit more helpful. The first letter is C, and that means we can ask, have you ever felt that you ought to cut down on your drinking? So C is for cut down. Next letter is A. Have other people or people in your family annoyed you by criticizing your alcohol use? The second letter is A for annoyed. The third letter is G. So do you ever feel guilty about your drinking? G for guilty. And E, have you ever got a drink first thing in the morning as an eye opener to either steady your nerves or get rid of a hangover? So E is for eye opener. So CAGE. So cut down, annoyed, guilty or eye opener. So if we answer yes to 2 or more of these criterion, then we may have a problem with alcohol. That's in this instance when we're talking about alcohol use. So just to add, this is not the full assessment that a doctor or a psychiatrist would do, as they'd ask many more questions on volume and frequency. But I think CAGE is just really usable and memorable. So I think you might be interested in something simple like this and transferable, because I used this to check if my kids had a problem with or were addicted to a computer game called Genshin Impact. Because I was one of their parents who was a bit annoyed with their use of the game, and I found that one of the kids woke up at 6 AM to play the game as an eye-opener for a while. So I tried to help them to realise that they may need to cut down. Okay, so I think it's helpful and it's transferable, as I said. Tell me what you think then please, either below or subscribe if you think that you can benefit from hearing some more thoughts and helpful tips. If anything in this video has affected you, please contact your local GP or a clinic or alcohol or substance use service, or you could either look at either of these websites. Number one is www.drinkaware.co.uk and the other one is www.talktofrank.com. thank you for listening. This is Polymath Counselling with Luke. Take care and hope you can continue with the lifelong learning.